Coin Club questions. Let's see. If you have all pillar links, foundational links, and basic links, should I be focusing only on guest posts and natural looking cadence to scale up from DR5 to 30? Good question. And there's a lot of stuff that we can kind of touch on here. So, for the beginning, you can't ever really have all the pillar links, I'll be honest. But what you can have is exactly how I look at it, and that's a good amount to roll off of, right? The point of foundational link building is at the very start to get everything that looks natural, make sure there's a lot of crawlability going specifically to the homepage of your website, right? And so once you've got that foundation set up, at least where it's set up good enough, right? Then, yeah, personally, I mainly focus on what I call the bread and butter, which are guest posts and niche edits month to month. That's going to be the main tool that I'm using in my campaigns. Maybe strategically, I add PBN in there here and there. You know, every once in a while, maybe a press release, something like that, which I still consider a foundational link. But press release, you know, you can do every 6 months to a year, or if you're getting a lot of press, then maybe even more than that, if it warrants it, right? Like if you 301 a domain or something like that, feel free to turn it into a press release event. That is perfectly acceptable, and it helps build the narrative, in my opinion. But overall, yeah, am I going to be focusing just on guest posts and niche edits? Absolutely. Am I going to focus on a natural cadence? Absolutely. What is that natural cadence going to be built off of? My competition, as well as what my budget is allowing for. And remember, we're not neglecting on-page factors with this budget. We're talking about the budget as a whole. Whatever I have allocated for backlinks, that is my cadence for this month. And then the way you figure out how best to kind of divvy that up is going to be by looking at your competition and kind of gauging where you're going to have to be in order to actually compete with them from a backlinking standpoint, and making sure that your site itself has the authority to compete as well, in the form of content. And for the last bit, scale up from DR5 to 30. This is something that gets brought up quite a bit. And while I think, it's fine to want to scale up your DR, don't worry about metrics. Worry about building. Don't worry exclusively about metrics. Let's say that, because I use them as performance indicators as well, as you should. However, at the same time, your goal shouldn't be to get to DR30, because you can manipulate these algorithms to show different DRs, and they're not going to move you up in the SERPs, right? There's all sorts of campaigns on Fiverr that'll allow you to do that. But does that help you in search? Does that help you get traffic? No. So what you need to be focusing on isn't so much whether the DR looks good. When you get in Ahrefs, go in there, and when the graph has a continual movement up and it's prodding you for different keywords that are more competitive, etc., that's when it shows that you're getting good health, okay? And that's what's most important about this whole thing. But yeah, you're on the right track. You got foundational links, your anchor text ratios all look very normal, and we got countless videos where we show us doing that. Then yeah, bread and butter is guest posts and niche edits, or digital PR, something like that if you're a higher operating client. But yeah, that's exactly where you'd be going from there.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, make sure to give us a like, drop a comment, subscribe, so you don't miss out on any future SEO insights. And hey, if you're serious about your rankings, head over to SirLinksalot.co, check out our premium link building services, guides, and free SEO tools. See you next time.